Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militamina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Prikara Shri Guru Guranga Ganhar Varasa Bihari Sundri Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shri Bhakti Bimala Vadut Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Varya Shtotrashta Shri Srimad Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Varya Shtotrashta Shri Srimad Bhakti Rakshakshtar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Shiva Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shiva Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shiva Satchitananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shiva Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Shirupanu Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Shiva Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Antakoti Vaishnava Rindu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shiva Bhakti Subhir Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shiva Bhakti Raznam Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Shiva Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Читание Сарасват Мадхачарья Вринды Ки Jai. All glories devotees Ki Jai, and President Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Bol.
Hrishikesh Maharaj.
Почему сегодня интернет у нас плавающий?
So internet is still not very satisfying.
Хари Кришна, слышно?
Hare Krishna, how do you hear me?
Нормально, да?
Да, да.
Is it okay?
Вот как раз я хотела спросить, да, и Нараяне присоединяется, что
And
расскажите, пожалуйста,
also Nutama
где
Didi
вы
wanted
сейчас
to ask, and
находитесь, как
Narayani
прошла
already
парикрама,
did
что
so
вообще
in the
последнее
chat
время
box.
вдохновляло, происходило.
Like they are asking Maharaj to tell where he is now and how parikrama went. And Maharaj is answering that this is tradition. We go to parikrama, and last few years, maybe after 2018, it was not so often because of all this COVID epidemic, and now it's renovated this tradition of parikrama, and it's always divine spiritual experience. But if we take a proper position, if we properly we have proper attitude, we are humble, we are tolerant, we respect everyone and don't look for respect to ourselves, then it all go well. And now we are in Vrindavan. We officially ended our parikrama. It's already a mini parikrama. Some 2-3 devotees are coming, visiting, and we are walking with them locally, some local Vrindavan places, and with some small group, Sagar Maharaj, who recently received sannyasa. And parikrama was also recently Zoom questions and answer, and we were telling about parikrama, that parikrama is like have fundamental influence on our spiritual path. Not because not everyone is totally diving deep into serving the Lord. How like it is divided, the spiritual life and material life. It's in material life we are all concerned how our material desire will be fulfilled, and all living beings, they are living just egocentric, self-centric, and it's very centered on ourselves, interests about our family, about our country. But sometimes this egoism, it can even be wider, like to go on a country and nationality, and a human being is also a living being and has in this material life same position. And in this world there is no so many places where we can get out from this conception. And in this world we are in such sick, ill conception in this material world. But in this world there is some few personalities who were deeply thinking about the aim, the goal of this life, and they decided to get out from this sickness, from this illness, to get free from it and to focus on their proper goal, natural goal. And this natural goal is a service to the Lord. And actually in our subconsciousness we also we have this desire to serve, but this ego, it's like stopping us. And when we are coming to holy places like Vrindavan, Navadvip, Jagannath Puri, in such holy places, and in Vrindavan especially, we are trying to serve. And all living beings of this place, they are all the time here, chanting, they all the time trying to serve. And then when we come in such places, we are also diving into such proper atmosphere. And as much as we stay there, recalling the last few words, and Maharaj is saying, yes, when we are staying in such place, like Vrindavan, in holy places, we are already fulfilled with this atmosphere, with this association with Vaishnavas. And maybe when we meet someone, we cannot recognize who is who, but we take their mood, like if it's Vaishnavas. And when we are knowing our truth about ourselves, sometimes it can be painful. It's about reaction of our ego. And because our mind, our body, it's a part of material world, and it has its desires. For example, body wants some comfort, and mind wants also to see something beautiful, to enjoy some beauty. And gunas also, they influence body and mind. And mind wants to live in some category, but if we try, we can recognize that we are not this mind and we are not this body, and if we can try to have association of such personalities who knows our true goal. And Śrīla Maharaj, he was giving such lectures that on a topic that for a living being the most important is a good association, proper association. And if such person takes such proper association, this person get better. We are getting more and more healthy in terms of spirituality. And from the beginning, maybe we can't see and recognize that we are getting better, that we are getting out from this sickness. And we can be in good mood, in bad mood. But if we are trying to stay, for example, in the ashram, and we are seriously trying to accept the instructions, and we can also put ourselves in front of the Lord and pray that He could change us. and we can be sure that Lord, He see us, and maybe not immediately, but in some time, like in future, we will understand better where we was, like where we were, in which position, and maybe even some very clear realization will come, and we will understand our position. And also, not always we will have chance to stay in holy place for a long time, because it depends how long this place will allow us to stay there. And also it's a special atmosphere and special places, so not everyone can stay for a long time. Also we have some habits, and also still again about the comfort, we can seek comfort, which is not like maybe in India is so often, but it's illusion when we are trying to seek this comfort. We need to get out from that illusion of material life and seeking comfort. We need to understand that everything is happening by mercy, and we're trying to serve, and sometimes we can't understand, but we are trying. If Krishna is satisfied with what we're doing, if devotees are satisfied, and step by step we are growing our proper attitude and our true love to Krishna. Sometimes, if we are lucky, we will have a proper understanding who we are, where we stand, our proper position. And for example, I will tell a story about the group of people who came, and they came with very serious attitude, serious mood, but because they know not much about practice, and they don't know how, maybe sometimes they don't know how to behave, but after some time we can see how they change. And these beginners on practice path, they change somehow just because of observation, how everything is happening in holy dham, like how even simple granny is behaving there. And that's how after such observation they change, and they come back home already different person. And so it's very necessary from time to time to come to holy dham, to stay there in proper mood, in proper state of heart, with respect, with very conscious respect to the place we are in. Because if we are in such proper mood, we will be cleaned from our offenses. And we hear in lectures that what is an obstacle in our spiritual path is our offenses, it's our ignorance, it's offenses we are committing through our ignorance. And more and more bigger offenses bring us to more and more deep ignorance. And then we just dive deep into very deep ignorance, and then we again will be reborn in an animal body or stone, or like in such living beings where consciousness is not awakened and not so active. So when we are in holy Dham, we need like to absorb this atmosphere, to understand our spiritual side and to see it and like absorb it, and then to be able to share with it with others. First we came to Mayapur, then to Navadvip, and we visited all places of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Lord Nityananda, of their association. Also we visited Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math temple, but we were staying in Mayapur, we were not staying in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. And we were lucky. It was a Gaura Purnima, and on this Gaura Purnima, the position of planets was just the same as when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, like same eclipse, and like everything was the same in planetary. So we had some company of pandits, and Avadut Maharaj was with us, and we had, like, we said that we have a person who is ready to take sannyas, and we were asking of these pandits like when it's better to do, and they said the day of this eclipse, of this Gaura Purnima eclipse, is the better day to do so. So on this eclipse also they advised us to go into Ganga waters, to take bathe there. So, and it was amazing because when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with his associates previously doing that same, we were trying just to repeat this experience, and Makhanchor Prabhu, he took sannyas, he received sannyas mantra after this, and he is now Bhakti Madhurya Sagar Maharaj, and Madhura, it's a divine love, and like also his name means divine ocean. So he was born in divine ocean of and also we took the ashes of Malati Didi, and we also put it into Ganges waters there. And also from material point of view, it is said that eclipse is not like good time, but from the point of view of spiritual practice, eclipse time is very special and spiritual time. And also Avadut Maharaj was giving amazing lectures in this time. They were very, very special. And after Jagannath Puri, we moved to Vrindavan. Also we visited Govardhan. It's very hard to put it in the words, to express, to tell what was happening, because it's not something what is outside, it's something inner. It's something inner what is happening inside of us when we touch such holy places, visit such holy places, when we visit deities in these holiest
Спасибо
places.
большое. Вы очень хорошо передаете такое радостное, смиренное
And Anutama
настроение
is
святых
very
мест,
grateful that
наполняют
Hrishikesh Maharaj
очень
is
вдохновляют. И,
is
дорогие
like
преданные, пожалуйста,
very
если есть вопросы,
beautifully
можете писать в чате
describe
или включать камеру,
this
поднимать руки.
parikrama and these holy
Такая
places,
уникальная
and it
возможность пообщаться с
fulfill us
нашим
with
Махараджем.
inspiration, and
хотела
also
спросить,
she is
вы упомянули о таком
inspiring you
выздоровлении, да,
to
то есть когда
ask
приезжаешь,
questions.
особенно впервые в святое
And
место, то начинается
Anutama
вот
is
этот процесс.
asking
Может быть, вы
that
сможете
Maharaj,
немножко
that he
подробнее
mentioned that when we come
описать, то есть как именно это
to
может
Holy
чувствоваться.
Dham,
То есть я
we
понимаю, это очень
feel
индивидуально, но
we
тем не
feel
менее,
very
если
different. We feel that we
есть
are like
желание, может быть, вы
sick
поделитесь своим опытом, потому что
with
это
this
такие очень
egoistic,
бесценные,
materialistic
трансцендентные переживания. Мне
conception.
хочется
But
тоже
when we
как-то
come to
немножко
Holy Dham, we
попытаться
feel
хотя
that
бы почувствовать через вас.
every moment changes a little bit there. And she's asking Maharaj to describe this more. And Maharaj is answering that, yeah, this sickness, this illness is something that we think that everything around us, food, sun, flowers, it's all for us, it's all for our enjoyment. And we are all the time looking how to withdraw happiness from all these objects around us, and we are trying to enjoy everything around. And it's what is this illness? It's when we seek this enjoyment all the time. But in healthy position, in healthy state, living being see these fruits, but first thought is not to enjoy these fruits to themselves, but first thought is like, oh, the Lord would like to enjoy these fruits. And it's first thought, and immediately this living being take these fruits and just bring it to the Lord. And this is how we are moving from sickness to healthy state, that we start to see that everything around us is not for our enjoyment, but for Lord's enjoyment. And how to understand also what Lord wants from us. There is some first stage instruction that we need to chant mantra. There is some sadhana. There is some rules and regulations. But when we come to Holy Dham, and it's very rare, and also it's rare luck also to have opportunity to live next to sadhu, and also it's not always or next to guru, and it also can be very hard position to be next to guru, because for example, when we ask some question in front of deities, then some answer come and we think this is the answer. But when we ask guru, and guru is telling us what we should do, and sometimes it's not easy to accept. And also when we are in parikrama, it's not easy for most of us to wake up very early and to be very early on program, and then everyone is struggling with these mornings. But when we try, we understand that this is sacrifice when we are doing that. And if we understand where we are, like which place we are now visiting, then we can push ourselves to wake up very early. And when we see these devotees, they wake up very early and they come so early on the program, and we see that they are like sleepy, hazy, and maybe they stand and they think, I would like to sleep a little bit more, or I could do something else right now. And such thoughts are just in our head, but how can we feel that we are getting more healthy? It's when we start to understand that actually Lord is watching us all the time, and He's not like strict, who will tell like, you go here, you don't go there. And sometimes also we see something on the market and we want to run there and to buy something, but when we ask Guru, can we go there on a market, Guru can tell no, like sit here and chant. And so, and then we will understand that we are doing sacrifice. We are not trying to run and seek for enjoyment, and like, and then moment from moment we're realizing that we're doing sacrifice, but we are feeling happy in the end. And when we see also everyone who went on parikrama, we can surely say that everyone in some different way and on a different level, but felt something very special, and it's something inner, something very subtle, and it's because our soul, it has such natural desire to serve and to make a sacrifice. And then after a few days of parikrama, maybe physically we feel some discomfort of these early mornings, early waking up, but then we feel that day by day, more and more, we feel more happy on a subtle way. And we have a question from devotee. She will now ask. Unfortunately, we don't know her spiritual name.
Хорошо, спрашивайте. Вы можете, да, размьютить себя или мне это нужно сделать? Сейчас посмотрим.
Да, добрый день, меня слышно? Харе Кришна.
And hello, hello, do you hear me?
Махараджа, я
Maharaj,
да, хочу по теме спросить.
I want to ask you, I had a dream with you yesterday, and in that dream I couldn't hear you, but I understood what you were telling. You were telling something about my sins, and also I had a dream of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, and I understand that it was like something
А можете немножко чуть-чуть помедленнее, можно вас попросить чуть помедленнее говорить, потому что у нас синхронный перевод на английском, и я вижу, что Надя Сундари там сигнализирует.
Хорошо. И вопрос у меня вот такой.
The question is, when a person live and he like everything, and he don't have this suffering in this material life, and
туда идти насильно, или же вот можно в параллели это делать,
если
ты чувствуешь равновесие, что
if you're in the balance, like, should you go to some suffering on a spiritual path? And I want to add that when I was in parikrama in India, maybe after half of the year, I understood that I was just in heaven and that I won't come back. But the question was like, if person don't feel suffering in material life, should the person go in this suffering, look for suffering? And Maharaj is answering that if we look on life, not like material or spiritual, just life, it's like a zebra. we have some time of enjoyment, and then we have some reaction on our sins, and we need to pay for them, and it's all the time like that, it changes. But when we will look very attentively on this life, we will see that half of this world is enjoying, and another half is just paying for their sins and suffering. And that part which is enjoying, they think that they just learn how to enjoy, and this position will be always, but actually it will end. And this life in enjoyment or in suffering, it's different from spiritual life at all. There is nothing in common, and it's very hard sometimes to dive into spiritual paths when we have a good karma, when we have a good position, and we enjoy. And human existence is like in the middle. It's like human being is suffering and thinking how to survive, and also we enjoy, and we seek how much more we can enjoy, and also during enjoyment we can receive even more tough lessons than during suffering, and we need knowledge. For example, how can we understand how people of India, they are different from us? They have understanding and knowledge how this world works, and they understand that it doesn't matter if we are enjoying or we are suffering, but the most important is how we build our relationship with Lord. All the time we need to have attempts to build this relationship, and in enjoyment there is nothing bad, but it's bad if we enjoy and we think that it's all ours, it belongs to us, it's our property, but it's not. So when enjoyment comes, we should even more try hard to serve, and same with suffering happens. For example, if we have rich life and we have a lot of fruits, food, then we need to learn to share it as much as possible. And then we will learn to understand that it's not belongs to us. And there is a big mistake, global mistake, that we should dive into suffering to have a spiritual life. But no, we can accept the life as it is, our position, but if we are enjoying or if we are suffering, it all doesn't matter. Matters just relationship. All the time to remember about Lord, never forget about Him, and it's very hard. Because, for example, as I already mentioned, it's very hard to live next to Guru who will all the time instruct us. And it's even psychologically, it's tough, it's hard to be all the time next. Of course, we are all the time under the shelter, but sometimes it's easier to go through some painful periods not next to our Guru or Sadhu. And also, day by day, we should, why we say sadhana, what is that? It's when person developed love to God, he came to his natural state of love. There is no question of sadhana anymore, because it's natural for that person already just to do everything and to offer everything to Krishna. But we all the time forget about our position and our illness. It's sometimes getting worse, it's sometimes getting better, and we need every day try to do our minimum. For example, to wake up early, to chant at least the minimum of our rounds, to read some scriptures, and if we will try to also to study some Christian scriptures of other religion scriptures, and about yoga, about mystic some practices, we will understand that everything is spiritual. But when we read, for example, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and for example, Ramananda Samvada chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and it starts from end of Bhagavad Gita. So then we will understand that it's very essential point, because it has a thesis that leave all your debts or your duties and just offer yourself to me. And that's from what this chapter starts. And Bhagavad Gita, it has description of different stages, of different levels. And so we need to understand that there is different levels, gradations, and every living being is on a different level and position. And we can't tell that we are in a superior position or in a higher, but we need to also feel what for our consciousness is understandable. And when Ramananda Roy is explaining what is true spirituality, and he explained that it's to live fully devoted to Lord. And also again about when to leave all duties and just to offer. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord is explaining that, and there is a Sanskrit verse, Maharaj's, and translation is that when we offered our mind and all our actions to Lord, and from that point our spiritual path is starting. But unfortunately we are built so that we want simple movies, simple food, simple communication, about something physical. And what does it mean? It means that we still are not on that level. We didn't came to that position to understand this higher level. But how to help ourselves to hear, to read, to listen to Bhagavad Gita, to listen Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and step by step we will develop taste, and we will understand that this taste also depends if we are making offense or not. And sometimes we can see that some people, they live in full enjoyment, but they are not making offenses. Why? Sometimes we saw there were kings and they were like living in enjoyment, very rich life, but they were still very focused on Lord. So it's everything is happening in the plane of consciousness. Our consciousness is very important. It's the main. And we need to learn to live in sacrifice position, to sacrifice our energy, our time. We need to understand that we belong to Guru. We don't belong to ourselves, but to come to that position, we need some time. Because we are truly happy when we will realize this position. And also, as I said about parikrama, that this waking up early, it's hard, but in the end, some happiness come. And in future, you will understand, as this Didi mentioned, that then you will understand that this parikrama experience was the most happiest experience you had. These samskaras we have, this samskaras, this spiritual experience, it all stay, and in next life, if we haven't we had no full realization in this life, in next life, we will remember that. For example, we were doing ceremony of Shraddha, and when we were doing it, and Sankalpa, the priest who was doing this Shraddha, that Sankalpa, it was like what we are doing to that soul to whom we are doing Shraddha. We are putting some intention to this soul. For example, we hear that when someone became a devotee, this person helped 9 generations behind and in front in their lineage, family lineage. But it's not so important. Importance is the intention and not what we physically enjoy, but how our true happiness and love rise in ourselves, and it always goes together with service. For example, when people help to elders, to sick, and serve them. And this person can serve such people, but it will be good karma because this person serves on physical plane to physical bodies of these people, and maybe next life this person will be having a better life, better financial position.
Махарадж, спасибо вам большое.
And Didi is grateful. And when she hears of Hrishikesh Maharaj speaking, she feels so much happiness, so much love. And also, Prabhu came and giving his obeisances. They are asking also Hrishikesh Maharaj when he will come to Moscow. And they're inviting him to visit them. And Maharaj is answering that maybe in the end of the April. She's very grateful for the instructions and for all patience he has.
Благодарю. И у нас есть вопрос от Ананта Шеша в чате.
And also we have question from Ananta Shesh Prabhu. in the chat box, and he is asking what is sadhāji and how to understand when devotees are in service or when they are pretending or imitating. And Maharaj is answering that attempt to enjoy. Sometimes this attempt to enjoy also comes to enjoy some spiritual reality. And there is different types of sahaji or imitation. And we need to understand that sahajiyā means also enjoyment of some spiritual position, and we can say that this person wants to have position of God, but then when this person understands that she can't have position of God, but then this person realized that this person can take a role of friend of God or association of God, and then this person tried to play this role. And recently I was listening to lecture of Śrīla Hrishikesh Maharaj, and he was explaining about several sects which are going in such way, like sahajiyas. And he was explaining that, for example, if you are a small girl, you are pretending you're a small girl, you are putting some dresses, and like, for example, if you will pretend you're a girl and putting these dresses, in some point you will become this woman. So it's something like that. It's when someone trying to put a sari and dress in ladies' clothes and pretend that she is copy, but in the real, this person is not. So same here, and in spiritual life, it doesn't matter who we are, which position we have. It doesn't matter who we are and which position we have. What matters is like to serve, and we just need to focus on it, to serve. As we can see, to survive in this material life, we need to work so hard. Everywhere you need so much, to put so much energy. And so same is with sahajiyas. It's like they're trying to pretend that they are in some position, but they are not. And they put so much energy there. And true devotees, true science, when they feel, they can feel like a smell of sahajiyas and imitation, and they can't even stay around of such people. They leave the places where such preaching is going on. So there is a lot of such schools and lineages of such imitations. And for example, also it's very simple to understand when there is a chanting, where there is like chanting, and you can hear that this chanting is with elements of enjoyment, but enjoyment for ourselves, with some musical instruments and so on. It becomes that they are enjoying their chanting for themselves, but not enjoying this chanting for Krishna. So, and we need to understand that Krishna consciousness, it's coming from above. And when we touch something truthful, we will be never ever interested in something else. But we need to understand that it's on every stage of our life, there will be different lessons and different tests, and we will be tested how seriously we want to be in our spiritual life. And this sahajiyism is also like such test, it's like such a trap. And in the end, and also when living being is very already high on some spiritual level, for example, Maya can come personally and say that I'm ready to serve you, and I will serve you, I will not test you anymore. So it can be also like that, but also important to be in sadhu association, to keep this association, proper association, and also Krishna can give us light understanding and light division of these different lineages. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he was explaining sampradayas which were in his times, and actually these sampradayas, they are just multiplying all the time, and there is anti-spiritual sampradayas, and living being which is enjoying and which is trying to find enjoyment everywhere in service to Lord, because for that living being this enjoyment is the most important.
Уточню, Ананташеш, я отправила вам запрос на открытие микрофона, может быть, вы дадите фидбэк, как бы мы удовлетворили вас.
And Anutama is asking if Anantashesh is satisfied with the answer.
Спасибо за
ваш
ответ.
He is saying that yes, he is very satisfied and grateful. And now we have Arjuna Krishna Das Prabhu, and he has question. And he's saying Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat Bhaktas. I also have a question. I not clearly will put this question, but I will try. I had a friend from ISKCON, and maybe you know that my friend, and he sent me a message that some law in Ukraine was accepted, which was not very good law, and that there is like need to sign some petition. And Arjuna was thinking about this message, like why should we sign some petition, like that everything is on the plane of consciousness, why should I sign something? It's important that people should change their consciousness. Until that time, there is no need to sign some papers or some letters to government or something. So the question is it true how I'm thinking about this situation, or it's opposite, that I should do something as I have a position of member of society? And Maharaj is answering that again, behind everything is our intention, proper intention. So the thing is not about signing or not signing. It's about what stance, which motivation, which also spiritual background is behind this action. Like if you are doing it for better spiritual life, okay, but if for material, it actually doesn't matter if you sign it or not. The main question is if this helps to preach and to spread a message of Krishna, then okay, but if it's not, then it doesn't matter, because spiritual life can be like against something and also go hand in hand with something. It depends. It always, it's my subjective point of view, will be that I understand that for me some political situations to fight something against on material plane, for me it's not interesting. For me, I feel that better I will put more energy into chanting or into service, but it's just for me. For example, someone else can have different position. For example, like in Bhagavad Gita, there is also two sides and opposition, truth against lie. And if we need to take part, we need, and if we need to take some side, we also need to consult with Guru and hear what Guru will say and give instruction. And also, if we sincerely are chanting our japa, then that inner answer also come to us what we should do in such and such situation. And it always, we are like also all the time going from action to renunciation. It's naturally. And as I already said, that it's very hard to be in a field of our Guru, in association. And sometimes Guru leave the physical plane and then he leave us alone, in the meaning that we will need to make our own decision. And also it's not very dangerous if we will make mistake. We do mistakes and we can sign something and it will be mistake, and mistakes, it's negative experience, but it's experience and it's lesson. And do not make mistakes if we will try to. Sometimes it's impossible. It's like it will mean that we are not doing any actions. We need and we need to focus also about Krishna Leelas and his actions. We need to focus on it, and everything else is actually very temporary. This war, peace, hunger, it all is temporary. This planet is like a decoration actually, and we are temporary here, and we experience different temporary realities here. And we feel that we're just in the middle of this decoration. It's like a movie. It's like some action movie or like drama, loving drama. It's all like that. Different kinds of movies is happening. And all these decorations around us, it's all temporary, but it's all also Krishna, and it's all his lila, and we need to participate in it because it's his lila. Wherever we are, we need to participate in his lilas and his games, but whatever we're doing, we need to remember that our main goal is to preach about Lord, to praise the Lord, to offer our prayings, chanting. And so in any action, we need to focus on that and to see how we can do it in this moment, in this place. Everything else is just useless. Any other actions or documents or politics, there is so much to do in our inner, on our inner personal work, so we don't have any time for anything else. It's also like Hrishikesh Maharaj is saying, I can't find anyone else lost until I can't fight my own lust. If I can't fight it, how can I do it for someone else? If I have lust to eat non-prasadam food, so I need to do something with that. I need to learn to find better products like sattvic, and also if I see what I am doing in the morning, if I watch news or I'm trying to offer my morning, like to set my instrument, musical instrument, to be focused on Krishna, because I need to do that. This is important because the instrument is very important and I need to set it properly. So also this instrument also depends on what I eat, what food I take. So if we will focus on proper mood, intention, we will see how magically everything around us changes, and we will see more beauty and more amazing things actually than those disturbing, if you understand what
Я открыла микрофон.
I mean.
Да,
This is
Махарадж, спасибо большое.
answer.
Спасибо.
Jai Śrīla Gurudev. And Hrishikesh Maharaj is saying that we will finish here because our time is over, and we are very grateful for such a deep, fulfilling meeting, and we are thankful to devotees for their questions. And
Jai Śrīla Bhakti Sevan Hrishikesh Maharaj.
And Maharaj is also very grateful that he was invited, that he could participate.
Парамахамса Паривраджикачарья Варя Штатрашта Симат Бхакти Сундар Говинду Дев Госвами Махарадж Ки Джай. Джай Вишнупад Парамахамса Паривраджикачарья Варя Штатрашта Симат Бхакти Ракшакшта Дев Госвами Махарадж Ки Джай. Бхагаван Шива Бхактистан Сарасвати Такур Прабхупада Ки Джай. Джай Вишнупад Шива Гаура Шордас Бабаджи Махарадж Ки Джай. Джай Вишнупад Шива Сачитананда Бхактинот Такур Ки Джай. Джай Вишнупад Шива Jagannath Hadas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Guru Varga Ki Jai, Namacharya Shiva Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Nadakoti Vaishnava Vrindi Ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Sripad Srila Bhakti Vidyadhari Simha Maharaj ki jai, Jai Sripad Srila Bhakti Subhir Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Jai Sripad Srila Bhakti Rajnam Kusugur Maharaj ki jai, Jai Sripad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Charya Maharaj ki jai, Шри Рупанова Гуру Варга ки джай, всем преданным ки джай, Jai Gaura Purnima.
И Джай Шрила Бхакти Севан Hrishikesh Maharaj ки джай.
Джай Шрила Гурудев, Гуру Махарадж. Наши поклоны всем преданным.
Dandavats to all devotees.
Да,
Я просто хотел посмотреть, кто участник.
And Hrishikesh Maharaj will just
Я благодарю
see
Нарайана,
who was participating. And Dana, I hope my attempt to translate today was not so bad. I'm apologizing for any mistakes, because I don't know if anyone else English speaking was here.
Кришна Кумари с Оренбурга, Лила, Сочи, Ливомоя, Лиларани, Амаленду с Москвы, Дандават, Вринда, Нижний Новгород, Васудев Дас, Зоенька, Индрани, Ирландия, Хадай, Харьков, Михаил Богдан, Гауренду с Питера, Парамананда с Абхазии.
Raj is just checking who was today with us. Not only on Zoom, but also Telegram channel was simultaneously going on. So Maharaj is again giving obeisances and offering to finish here.